Oh, that's hot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I really want to share with you some tips for beginner, newbie boudoir photographers that I have learned along my journey that may be helpful for you if you're just starting out, or if you're just switching genres and niches and maybe you were doing another type of photography before and now you're switching gears, you want to try boudoir. So these are some tips that I found that are very helpful when you are just starting out on your boudoir journey. So let's dive in. Okay, tip number one. What am I doing? Beep, beep. Tip number one, you're probably gonna suck for a while. That's super normal. When I look back at my photos from 4 to 5 years ago, I just kind of go glazy-eyed and I'm like, what was I thinking? Do it anyways, shoot anyways. The only way you're gonna learn and you're gonna grow is by shooting more and capturing more photos, and practice makes progress. So don't let the fact that maybe your photos don't look like how you want them to yet, don't let that stop you from getting out there and taking more photos and shooting more boudoir. Your first 10,000 photos are gonna be your worst. There's just no way around it. So don't let it hold you back. Just keep going, experiment, try new things, step outside of your comfort zone, maybe get some models to help you as well with your posing. You don't wanna work with models too much when you're just starting out because they know how to pose. So you kind of want to find people that want to be in front of the camera but maybe aren't as experienced yet as well, so you guys can work together and collaborate so you can learn how to pose them and they can learn how to pose from you. So yeah, just keep practicing and keep trying and you will get there eventually, but don't let it hold you back and don't let it make you feel defeated. Okay, tip number 2 is be generous. I read this in a marketing book when I was just starting and I was just like absorbing all of this information about how to market my business. Those 2 words, just be generous, changed my marketing tactics entirely. And I'm pretty sure just like having that mantra in the back of my head is the reason I was able to be successful in such a short amount of time and to get the fan base and the client base that I have. So you want to be generous to your clients, but also the community that you operate in primarily. For me, when I just started out, I did a lot of my business within the burlesque community, and the burlesque community really helped me like just get started and gave me that support and that positive feedback that I needed to just keep going. So when I can, I try to be as generous as I can to that community and nurture that community. You also, as you continue to grow and you get more clients, you are building your own community. So you want to make sure that you're nurturing that as well. You want to treat your clients and your community like absolute gold. This is how you create fans and not just clients, because a client will come to you once, and while that's really nice, you want to create fans that are going to be your hype man or hype girl or hype non-binary fairy and spread the word of your business and your services. So fans over clients, and you get those by just being generous. Tip number 3, which could also have been tip number 1, it's so important, is that your client experience should always come first over your technical photography skills. How you make your clients feel is going to be the number 1 important thing that you provide to them. You should constantly be elevating your photography, but you should also be constantly elevating your client experience and how you're making all of your clients feel from start to finish of the whole experience. There's no use taking a technically fantastic photograph if your client felt uncomfortable and unsafe in any way during that time. You want to make sure that your client is super cared for, loved, nurtured, supported, and that they feel fantastic, and that should always be your number 1 priority. Great photos will come, and the more safe and supported your client feels, the more that's going to translate in your photos as well to make better photos. Number 4, one of my favorite ones, is be authentic and vulnerable. When you're just starting out, it's super normal to sound like other people and to have your work kind of emulate and look like other people as well. Because when we're starting out, we might not know what our specific voice is, and then we haven't honed in on that. So while that's super normal, make it one of your top priorities to find what your authentic voice is and find what your authentic message is. You want to be constantly being vulnerable, open, and authentic with your clients in all of your marketing, all of your messaging. It should always just come straight from a place of heart and authenticity. An important thing to note here is that while you are selling a photography service, you're really selling you as a person, and you're selling your unique self and your unique art and your unique vision That's what you're really selling. As much as you're selling photos and the boudoir experience, you're really selling you and how you do it uniquely and differently from everybody else. So in order to be able to do that properly, you need to really know who you are, what your art is, and just be really true to your own self and your own vision. For example, when I started out, I thought I needed to shoot bright and airy and to have this really like polished, glamorous look. Because I was shooting a lot of burlesque clients, that's what I thought I needed to do. I hated it. I really didn't like what my work looked like, and it made me really unhappy, and it made me just really disassociated from my work almost. So over time, I just played and I shot more and more, and like shot with clients and models and friends. I just shot all of the time. And I played with my editing style and my shooting style to find out what really felt perfectly authentic to me. And then I ran with it, and that's the work that I have now today. Also, when I was just starting out, I read a marketing book that said, dress for success, like dress like how you want your clients to see you. And I was like, whoa, I started out pretty young. I think I was like 22 when I started my business. So I wanted people to take me seriously. And in order to do that, I thought I had to dress older than my age. So I wore a lot of blazers and a lot of like high-waisted dress pants and like fancy dresses that I just didn't really vibe with, and I didn't really feel like I was my authentic self. So I ditched that, and I started just wearing like graphic tees that say what my brand is about. I'm not wearing one right now, I usually am, but I have like a lot of t-shirts that say like self-love club or my body not yours, or like feminist, killjoy feminist, like a lot of things that just really resonate with who I am and the message that I want to convey. And as you can see, I'm wearing like leopard print bike shorts. Like, sure, you can dress for success, and if that's what you want it to look like, if you want to wear blazers because that makes you feel empowered and makes you feel good, do it. But if you want to wear leopard print bike shorts because that feels more authentic to your inner voice, do that. Don't let anybody tell you what you're supposed to be. Don't put yourself in a box. Do whatever you want. Your clients are buying you, right? You're selling them your authentic self, and you come in the whole fantastic package. So in order to tell your clients like self-love, empower yourself, you got to do it first. You got to be the one to do it first. Number 5. Bam, bam. This one is also super important. I feel like all of these points should be just like number 1A, number 1B. Number 5 is community over competition. I see this everywhere. Photographers thinking that another photographer is out to steal their clients and that they're their direct competition. And like I said before, you're selling you. So nobody else can be you because you're the only you out there, which means that you don't really have any direct competition because nobody else is you exactly. You follow? Other photographers are not your enemies. They are your comrades. They're also a really great source of inspiration and creative collaborations. Boudoir photographers specifically can be really great people to partner with to do trade photo shoots with. So you shoot them, they shoot you, especially if you're both new. You can really grow together and figure out what's working and what's not, because you can have that open dialogue with each other and you know kind of what the other person is doing while they're behind the camera. So it translates in this really mutually beneficial partnership. And on the other side, other photographers in different niches can be a really fantastic source for referrals. So you don't want to isolate those photographers in your community, and you don't want to be mean to them or rude to them or salty in any way, because these people are essentially the only coworkers you really have when you're starting out. Starting a business, especially like a photography business or a business where you're working from home, it's really lonely. So these other photographers in your community are gonna be a really great source of solidarity if you can tap into that and create those relationships. Like I said, great source for referrals. So you wanna get to know some photographers outside of your niche, outside of boudoir, because you can trade clients back and forth. I don't shoot families, I don't shoot newborns. So there's a couple people that if I get a newborn request, then I would just deflect them to people who shot those that I knew and I trusted. So great source of referrals. Okay, last but not least, number 6, no one is free from the cycle of artistic doubt. So this is gonna be pretty paramount when you're starting out. You're gonna go through these cycles of like, my work is great. Oh, my work is like, all right. Oh no, my work is not great. I don't feel good about my work. Oh, my work is good. My work is, and it's gonna go in this cycle, and nobody is free from that. The more I talk to other established photographers in this community, the more I realize that we all go through these cycles of like, Oh, I wish my work looked like so-and-so. Oh, I wish my tones looked like this person's work. Oh, I don't like my tones. Oh, I wish that I blah, blah, blah. We all do it. The only way to get past that and to push through it and keep creating good work is just to focus in on the work that you want to create and just stay true to your vision. Just keep creating. It's gonna be okay. The cycle does come back on a positive loop. And if you feel like you're going through this cycle of negative emotions more often than not, put down comparison completely. Shut off social media for a while if you have to. I think Instagram and Pinterest are a really great resource when you're getting started because you can look at other people's work and see what posing that they're doing that you might want to try in your own style. But it can also lead to negative feelings and negative emotions. We all know social media is a double-edged sword. So just be gentle with yourself. Be so gentle with yourself. You're just a new baby artist. And your inner artist is essentially an inner child. So you need to remember to nurture that, be gentle, and just keep creating. Just create for the sake of creating and make the art that you want to make because you can do it. All right, my friends. That's all I have for you today, those 6 tips. If you want to know anything else, or if there was a tip that you were like, heck yes, comment it down below, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, all of that fun stuff. I love creating these videos for you and I cannot wait to create more. If there's more tips that you want to know, who knows, maybe I'll create a tips for boudoir photographers part 2 in the future. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and follow along on this journey. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.